My book that I published, me personally, it was okay. It wasn't all that good, but it still makes sales to this day. Is it hard to get a book published? No, it's not. I'm gonna teach you how to publish your first book on Amazon.com. The platform that we'll be going through is Amazon KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. Make sure you sign up for a free account, all right? It's free. The cool thing about this is there's no startup cost, okay? It doesn't cost anything to get this going. You get a free account, you don't hold no inventory. It is powerful, all right? So when a customer goes onto Amazon.com and makes a purchase of your book, you don't do nothing, right? You just collect the royalty off of that book. It's really amazing. I've created a few bestsellers on Amazon.com and they continue to bring me in money to this very day, okay? So let me take you through the step-by-step process and how to get this going. I will have some information down below in the description. I'll give you some free interiors. Also too, I have a book publishing business to help you with new interiors and help you get the templates going. That'll be down below in the description too. First things first, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. And if you have any questions, anything, please comment down below. I'll answer them. Also too, don't overthink this when it comes to publishing your first book. All right, it's very simple, very easy. You can do no content, low content, and there's coloring books, right? You can publish coloring books, or if you're a writer, you can write romance novels, okay? It depends how good you are. Everyone's gonna be different when it comes to publishing their first book. One of the things that I recommend is just do it, get it done. Test one book, okay? It doesn't have to be the best book in the world. My book that I published, me personally, it was okay. It wasn't all that good, but it still makes sales to this day. It's weird, okay? I'm not sure who's buying it. But it makes sales. But I tried my best. But then as I started getting better, I started perfecting it more, okay? Started understanding who was buying my book. Why were they buying it? You know what I mean? And then after that, I started asking myself questions. Okay, how can I be the best in my niche when I'm creating these books, right? So as you start to go, you wanna start to learn it more and more and get better at it and perfect it, all right? So that's the goal. And the whole idea behind this video is just to show you how easy it is. All right, guys, so first things first, if you haven't signed up for a Kindle Direct Publishing account, go sign up for it. It's free, okay? Follow everything, fill out everything that it tells you to do, and most likely you'll get your free account. Everything is like self-publishing. You know, you can do ebooks, you can do paperbacks. In this example, I'm gonna show you how to publish a paperback, right? And it's really awesome. And you can see it's explaining everything to you right here, but it's just amazing that you don't have to hold no inventory. There's no upfront cost. It just takes your time, you know what I mean? And they're taking care of all the customer service and all that stuff. So really freaking awesome. Just do it. You know, what do you have to lose? You have everything to gain, you know what I mean? So yeah, sign up. All right, so I'm in the back end of my KDP account. I'm gonna come over here to publish paperback. All right, now when I click on this, it's gonna pop up to the next screen, right? Language is gonna be English. Book title, okay, and subtitle. Okay, this is very important. Okay, whatever's on the cover of your book, if you want it, so whatever's on the cover of your book has to be your book title. Okay, so if the cover of your book says, say it's a bird watching, say bird watching journal or something, all right? If that has it on there, that has to be on the book title, okay? And this is important. A lot of people, when it comes to this right here, you can use the keywords that are on top on the cover of your book, because this is gonna help you, get basically rank better when it comes to a lot of this. And I'm gonna explain a little bit briefly about this, but I do have other videos going over this stuff, right? I make a ton of content on this, so it gets more. Once you understand all of this, I'm going to just run through all the basics right here. But once you start to learn about this, you're going to understand that this is very important, because it's going to help you rank and drive more traffic to your book, right? But I recommend you don't publish your book until you understand this part of it as best as possible. Okay, so book title is basically whatever's on the cover of your book. Okay, that's so important, so important. All right, and then the next one will be subtitle. Now, this right here doesn't matter as important as this right here, because if you don't have what's on the cover of your book here, okay, so whatever the wording is, say book watching journal, for example, you're gonna get a rejection if you try to add something else that's not on the cover, you're going to get a rejection. Okay, so that's very important. Now here, you can put some information in here that is basically related to your niche. Do not put like 120 pages, 6x9. Don't do none of that. That's against the rules. Don't do that. And also too, don't repeat the same keywords here. They don't want it to be spammy. Okay, just be as direct as possible about your book. Okay, don't come in here and try to put a lot of keywords in here and try to, like, you know, fool the algorithm to drive more traffic to it. You just want to be straightforward, what it's about, what's inside your book. You know what I mean? Like if there's any specific keywords. So watcher, you know what I mean? So like, for example, watcher, you know, I would start filling this out and adding some more detailed keywords here related to the niche without repeating the keywords, because they don't want that. Now, moving on to the next. All right, now moving on to the next one in the series. Now, if you're creating a series right now, if you're creating a second book, right, you can add a series like a volume 2 or whatever the heck it is. Okay, a series of books right here. If you plan on doing that, that's something really interesting, and it goes in. You can learn more about it, and you click on that. It'll tell you more information about that. Okay, and the cool thing about this, guys, is that there's so much information on the back end, right, with KDP, that it's like taking you step by step through this. So don't overthink this. Don't get confused by any of this stuff. But I just, for the most part, first time publishing your book, just, you know, leave that as is. Now, edition number, now that you can add, you know, it's up to you right here, but to leave this blank for now. But as you get more advanced, maybe you want to add a second edition, third edition, or whatever it is. Okay. Now come down here. Now, this is going to be more like if you want to add like your pen name into here, okay, your author, just the first and last. Okay, I'm gonna blur some of this out because it's gonna show information. But like, so for example, let's say bird, and then put press or something like that, right? Okay. Now this is right here, just an example, but this is important because you want to make sure that you have the same look for all your books. As if you start building a brand, and then if you haven't created an author page, I recommend you go create an author page too as well. It's totally separate from this. It's almost like so you're building your brand on an author page, and you can add so much information. You can grow a following and stuff like that. So when you release your next book, your audience is aware. That's pretty cool too, because on Amazon you can build an audience on there, and they see that when you release a new book, it basically drives more traffic to it. And this is how I make the sale the next day on the book, because I built the audience up and they're like, oh, he released a new book, so they're gonna go buy it, right? So that's really awesome. All right, next one's gonna be contributors. I leave this blank unless you have someone that you can see right here. You can add additional contributors, including more authors, illustrators, editors, and translators, among others. So this is what this field is for. Okay, it's up to you. Depends on, it's pretty much self-explanatory right there. It's up to you and how you want to do that. Next one is going to be description. Okay, now this is important because in your cell phone, right, they don't have the look inside feature. Okay, if your customer doesn't have the look inside feature on your cell phone, most likely they're going to come read the description. Okay, now this is so important because you want to be detailed as possible. If they go to the description and they want to find something, think about it that way. If your customer clicks on your book, they want to know something about it, you want to make sure you describe it here, because that's going to help convert the sale. Okay, so it's very important. This is so important. This is going to help you convert a sale basically. And you can do like bullet points and stuff like that. There's certain softwares that will help you with a lot of this stuff, and I will have a lot of information down below in the description, so you can put like letters in bold and stuff like that, or words in bold, and mess with a few different things and put bullet points and stuff and all that. But this matters a lot, so don't leave this blank. I would recommend you be detailed as possible and take your time when uploading your book and tell all the information about the book, because like I said, there's no look inside feature on your mobile device, so they'll come here and check out the description to see if it says something about what they're looking for in the book, and this is going to help convert the sale. Now, publishing rights. I own the copyright and hold the necessary publishing rights. I create a lot of books that have been created. You know what I mean? I create them myself. Okay, so it's important that you check this correctly for whatever you're doing. If this is a public domain work or whatever you're doing right there. But for the most part, you should be checking this. I own the copyright, right? So if it's your own work, and that's what I recommend. If you understand, like when you start creating books and stuff like that, you're gonna understand that it's important to be different from everyone else. Okay, and this is how you're gonna stand out from everyone else. Okay, so creating your own unique let's say like a coloring book, or for this bird, the bird watching journal, you want to be unique and different from everyone else. Okay, it's so important. All right, now as I come down here, and this is cool because this is about testing a little bit with the keywords. So important because you can choose up to 7 keywords that describe your book. Okay, now it tells you a lot of information here. Okay, it's going to tell you a lot of information. One of the biggest things is like, should I put spaces between my keywords? Now you can mess around with this a little bit more. Just make sure you're not infringing on anyone else's, like keywords, like you're trying to use like Marvel or Disney or anything like that. I would stay away from certain things like that, because it just, when they look at your account, they see that, I have a feeling that's not a good thing. Okay, they're like, oh, what's all this? I see what this guy is doing. He's trying to rank for Disney, and this is not even a Disney book, right? Basically, that's what I mean. But you want to be more descriptive about your keywords. Right here, you have a little bit of playing room. Okay, now this doesn't show on the KDP listing at all. Okay, so this is important right here, that you understand that when you're doing this, this is like, if you don't want it to look spammy or whatever, if you feel like it looks spammy in the subtitle, you can add all your keywords right here, right? And you have a little bit of wiggle room because this doesn't show up, okay? And you always can go back and edit this too, by the way. Okay, so what I mean by that is keyword, okay, space, keyword, space, keyword, okay? And just mess around with this. You can mess around with this, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes, okay? And this is important. So this is going to help drive traffic to your book, okay? So make sure you fill this out. All right, so categories. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time because you're trying to figure out which category your book is in. But this is so important because this is going to help you. Like basically, you're telling Amazon, like, this is the type of book that it is. When you make a sale, I should rank for this category, right? And that's cool because you're telling the algorithm what the book is about too, in a way. But it's going to also help you later on get ranked closer and closer to the front page, or just in your category closer to the number 1 ranking spot, or whatever it is. And this is important. You can choose 2 different categories. I know that if you email them, you might be able to choose a few more different categories, but for the most part, you can choose up to 2 categories. Okay, so this is important that you pick your category. All right. Now, adult content. Okay, does this book contain language, situations, or images inappropriate for children under 18 years of age? So this right here, you make sure that depending on, what your book's about, it's up to, like this, you make sure you check the correct answer here. So no. All right. Now we're going to go over to the next page. All right. So now we're on the paperback content. Right now, this is pretty cool because they give you a free ISBN number, okay? And if you're wondering what it is, it'll explain it to you right here. Basically, it's just like a free barcode, okay? Just put it that way. And then I would assign it to, and get the free one. It's free, okay? Unless you have your own ISBNs, I know, depending, some people may check this right here, depending on what you're doing, right? Of course. So choose get your free one. All right, now publication date, so when you're publishing your book or whatever date you're gonna do it, just publish it, boom, click it. And that's simple. Okay. Now, print options. This all depends on you. Everyone's different. So I want you to understand that when you're looking at this and you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do right here. Don't overthink this. This is all based on you. Okay. Not me, not the person next to you, on you. What you watching this video, this is all on you right here. Okay. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay. Black and white interior. Now, if you come over here to premium color interior white paper, this is going to cost a little bit more to print. So you'll be charging a higher premium price, just to give you a heads up, right? So, but for this example, we're gonna do black and white, okay? Trim size, this is important, okay? So understand that the trim size is definitely important, because if you get this wrong, you mess it up and then get a rejection and all that stuff. Bleed settings, goes into more detail. Over here, you kind of just learn more about bleed. It'll tell you all kinds of information about that. For this example, press no bleed. Now, paperback cover finish, this is all on you, matte or glossy. I have both of them. Have both books in those different styles. I recommend you order it because you're gonna notice the difference. Okay, of course the glossy is more of like a premium type of feel, but some people prefer the matte. You know what I mean? It all depends on you. It all depends on what you're doing, what's your niche, like what do they prefer and stuff like that. So that's important. Okay. All right, now manuscript. Okay, now this is gonna be the inside of your book. I will put a free download down below. Okay, it's the bird watching journal. Yeah, the bird watching interior, and you would upload it here. Okay. All right, now there's going to be a free download down below, okay? But I want you guys to think about this way. Okay, there's going to be a ton of people uploading the same interior, okay? But the thing is, I recommend you make the interior like you want to be different from everyone else. Make it your own. You can use that interior. Don't get me wrong. Understand the template, but you want to figure out what you can do to be different from everyone else in this niche. If you do that, you're going to make sales. Okay, I guarantee it. It may not happen around the first or second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth or seventh time, but you'll get around to it and you'll understand it, right? And if you guys are unaware, down below in the description, there's a business that I have. It's called Pixel Pod Studio. Okay, and I do a lot of research on these interiors. Okay, and we provide 10 interiors a month, right? If you sign up, you get access to over 150 interiors. There's over 150 niches, different niches, research too with keywords and all that stuff. So you don't have to go and fill all that stuff out, but you can see like how powerful this is, right? Just different niches. Don't overthink this. Okay, simple, like some of these niches that I see people making tons of money in, it's freaking easy and simple. You can do it. Like the interiors, of course, a little bit challenging sometimes, right? But you have to put some thought into it. Okay, don't overthink it. It can be done. You can do it. I know you can. So yeah, I have that down below. So sign up down below and check that out. But right here, I always recommend when it comes to this is kind of confusing. A lot of people give up right here, guys. I almost did when I first did it. I was like, dude, this is hard. I don't even know how to do this. And what the heck does this even mean? But I took my time. I came back to it 3 months later and I was like, oh, okay, I see now. And then I started doing research and I was like, dude, people are crushing it with this type of book. Oh, they don't have this book. I can go, you know what I mean? So think about it a little bit more. You can do this. You can definitely make money with this if you do it correctly, right? But yeah, so right there, you can see I uploaded it. Now, book cover. Okay. Now you can launch a cover creator, and this is pretty cool because you can see how cool it is if you launch it. Yeah, you launch it, mess around with it. Okay. Don't be afraid to mess around right here. But for this example, I have a PDF cover ready. Let me upload it. Okay, and sometimes too, just a heads up, guys, this does take a little bit of time. It depends, how busy they are. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to upload and the process and all that stuff because it's doing everything. Just a heads up. So you may run into this problem too. Just a heads up. Depending on how many pages you have in your interior, so this one has 120 pages, your cover has to match that. Okay, I have another video that I created right here, how to create a cover for your template in Affinity Publisher. But there's also free tools out there like BookBolt that can help you create a cover pretty easy, right? And then it just the goal is to you want the cover to match the interior. And then the covers, it's so important with the cover too, the book cover. There's few videos on that. I'll put those down below too. But creating the cover and understanding your niche and how they want a certain cover, what top selling covers are doing really well. Okay, that's just so important because it's gonna help you make sales. You're gonna see what your audience wants. That's important, and that's how you make tons of sales. That's how you get the customer to click on your book, right? So think about it. The first thing they see is the cover. Okay, if they like the cover, they're gonna click. If they like the interior, they're gonna buy. Okay, let's put it that way. So number one, we're gonna try to get them to click, which is you have to have a good cover. Well, number one will probably be having good keywords, to drive traffic to that cover. But then, so the number two would be have a good cover. And then number three is give them what they want in the interior. And then they would make the purchase, and that's how you're going to make a sale. Okay. So important. I know it's I have it down to a science. I do this, I've done this over and over with a few books where I just publish 1 or 2 books a month. And they sell within that month, within that week, with the next day, or whatever it is. It's just learning your niche and understanding what they want. It's very important. All right, so now also it's all done. I'm gonna come over here to launch previewer. Okay, now this is gonna tell me if I have any errors. Okay, so you guys want to pay attention to this. This is important, so important. This may take a little bit of time. Sometimes it's it can take up to 10 minutes sometimes. So give it a little bit of time, let it process and stuff like that, and we'll get to the pricing and stuff next. But if this takes a little bit of time, that's normal. Okay, don't freak out. We're almost there. We're almost there. Publishing your first book. Congratulations. You're such an amazing person, and you're doing a wonderful job, and you got this. Also, too, if you got any value out of this video so far, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'm here to help. All right, so I launched a previewer, right? And I'm going to show you guys this because this is an error, okay? This is what happens when you get an error. Okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the wrong cover size. You can see like the little white space right there. You see that? Okay. You see it on the left-hand side? You see the little white space? That's no, that's an error. So I go back and redo the size real fast, right? So I just want to show you this. What happens when you hit an error? It gives you these. It notifies you. It lets you know. So that's pretty cool. So let me fix this and re-upload it and get all that good, you know. Okay, let's get it going to the pricing. Now we're running into mistakes. Takes more time, and this is what I'm talking about. All right, here's the update. Everything's looking good. Now the issue was that I made it for 120 pages instead of 150. Okay, as you can see right here, the book is 150 and I created it for 120. So that was the issue. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and press approve. All right, we looking good. We looking good. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Thank you for staying to this point too, by the way. So it's gonna take us over to paperback rights and pricing right here. You see that right there? And boom. Now, so the territories, all territories, okay. It will go into more detail, but for this example, I want to show you exactly what I'm doing, everything. Okay, primary market, choose locations where you expect. So my main focus is the .com, right? This is first time seeing this. This is new. That's really interesting. That's pretty cool though. I love how they're doing this. They're just updating it and making it better and better for us. Now, depending on this right here, right, you can do your market research and see how prices are going in your niche or in your competition, or if you're the one there, or if you're running ads to the books, right? And that's a whole nother video. But if you're running ads and you know that you can get your first sale, I've been putting my books straight to, either depends where it is, like $6.99 or $7.99, and I have a few books at $10 and they sell, you know what I mean? So that's a really awesome royalty right there. But with this one right here, just starting off, you just put, just $6.99. Okay, now the cool thing about this, okay, so expanded distribution. Always check this right here. Okay, this is cool because it's gonna large book distributors, top available, on online retail stores, libraries, universities, booksellers, beyond Amazon. It's gonna basically put it, if you put this lower, so this right here, always check this. Okay, this is gonna give you more sales. Okay, now if you put it lower, it won't allow this right here. But the cool thing about that, you will get there's days where I make 200, 300, 400 book sales in one day, okay, because of checking this right here. And that makes it like a little bonus on top of everything that you're doing already. So it's really cool. The cool thing about this, when you put the price in, you can see how it just pushes it to other marketplaces. Now this is a new one that they just added over here, Australia. It's really awesome. That's cool. You can see how they're opening up the market and making it bigger. But the thing is, it's just so amazing that you can just focus on publishing one book, and maybe your focus is over here on the .com, but now it just opens up to more customers, more eyes by just you doing this. And then not only that, you're checking expanded distribution. Okay, it's very freaking powerful. Now this right here, like I said, it all depends what your goals are. Everyone's goals are different, but I just want to summarize all this up for you and show you how it's done, right? And then you come over here and you just publish paperback book. Okay, congratulations, you published your first book. But there's some of the questions that people may ask is, when I publish a book, when does it become live? Okay, this depends. As more people come onto the platform, it does take 5 to 7 business days for some books to go live, depending on what type of book you have. So I want to say give it 7 business days at the longest, and then most likely it will be published. But sometimes it takes a little longer, but I want to say give it around that time right there, and you should have your book published and live on the marketplace to Amazon.com. Okay, it's really awesome, really amazing opportunity. If you got any value out of this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up and check out my other videos up here. And good job again.